everyone, GaijinGoomba here, and welcome to another Game Exchange Update episode. There's a lot to talk about, some bad, some good, and I do want to start a mailbox segment, so there's a lot to talk about, so let's get going. Let's first talk about the bad. I've got to slow down. I know that I try to put episodes out every 2 weeks or so, but that's becoming harder and harder to do, so I may have to make it 3 or so, and that's going to be in conjunction to MatPat's expectation on his YouTube channel. The reason why is, well, I'm having financial issues, like a lot of people in the US. I have to work 2 jobs to make ends meet, and the jobs are becoming more demanding and I'm not getting paid better for it. So I really can't work on the videos as much as I want to. Now, if for some reason Game Exchange was to get far more popular quickly, I might be able to make a decent income from monetization. But at this point, I love you guys, I really do, and I really appreciate everything that y'all do for me. But at this point, I'm just not getting far enough. Then earlier last week I had an existential crisis, and for those of you who don't know what that is, that's basically when you ask yourself, am I doing something that's good for the rest of the world? What's my purpose? That kind of thing. And I think about the Retro Hunters, and when they decided to go ahead and hang up the show, they were talking about how they were only adding to the rabble and not really bettering the rest of the world. I disagree with that, but that's what they said, and I respect that. So, at the same time, I'm thinking, well, who honestly does care about the culture in video games? Who actually really cares about Japan? And I know that's not true. The numbers prove it, your guys' responses prove it. But I'm sure everyone who has produced web content has gone through this, asking themselves if what they're doing is important enough to be doing it. Funny thing, at the college that I work for, the International Relations Department and the Japanese Department don't really care what I'm doing. I've presented my information to them several times, and I just don't think they think much of it. And when there's no local support, it can become kind of easy to just fall into that state of, well, I'm not doing anything. But I know you guys are there for me, so let's move on to the good. First of all, yes, the crossover with MatPat is happening, and we are going to bring it to Wiz and Boomstick. We will need time, though. It may take a couple of weeks, because this requires a lot of coordination. In the meantime, though, I want to fill that time with some extra videos like this, and maybe even crank out just a quick episode of Game Exchange. We'll see. Kariboshu.net, the first home of Ronnie and myself, the site that we're putting together is being refurbished. MatPat wants to join the shoe as well, and we want to make the site into a game theorist site. We want to open up forums. We want to open up shoutouts. We want to open up a brand new community of people that want to critically think about this kind of thing. We also want to be able to easily monetize our videos, and the best way to do that is by using Blip instead of YouTube. Blip doesn't care as much about, I guess you could say, copyright infringement, even though we're using it under fair use. So we want to use that to try and earn a little bit of revenue for the work that we put into this. I know MatPat especially really could use it. He's busting his butt harder than I am when it comes to work, and it really would help. Also, you will be able to donate to us on Kariboshu.net if you feel so inclined. We never require it, but if you'd like to. I do want to do a crossover with Akitara, my fiance. We already have an episode planned, and ladies, you might be interested in this particular episode just as much as the men. A lot of people have asked me, am I ever going to get out of Japan? Yes, I am. I'm trying to make plans to cover issues in culture and gaming with South America, Northern Europe, Russia, and the Middle East, and I'm looking for ideas, guys. I've already got a lot to work with so far, but it never helps to have more. And don't worry, I have no shortage of ideas of my own. I do want to have another interview with Hutch. That will happen. If you guys want to send me questions to ask him as a Japanese gamer, send them to GaijinGoomba, one word, @gmail.com. It'll be a lot of fun. The next thing, I want to commission someone to make a prototype plush of GaijinGoomba. I can contribute upwards of $40, maybe $50 for materials and shipping, and you will be publicly credited. I want to start playing around with merch ideas a little bit, but, you know, there's only so much that I can do. I've already begun making shirts for a handful of people, and once I find a good way to distribute them, I want to sell them probably on Kariboshu.net. That's going to be the easiest place that I can do that, but again, I'm unfamiliar with the system, and, well, I need to experiment with that first. Lastly, for the good news, from October 5th through the 7th, I'm going down to Texas and hang out with Shelby and Drake from Screw Attack for a little bit. They're interested in meeting me, I'm interested in meeting them, and hopefully we'll be able to make some video content. Probably won't be the best, but it might be pretty fun, and I think Shelby wants to stream, and I think what I'm going to do is bring all of my PS3 Japanese games and we'll stream those, and it's going to be a good time. So, anyway, moving on. Time to crack open the mailbox, and boy, is there a lot in here. I first want to tackle some of the fan art that you've all been sending in, and it's so cool. I love it. First of all is an 8-bit version of Goomba sent in by Yet Another Productions from Screw Attack. I really, really like this. Beautifully symmetrical, the colors are great, I love it. The next one is another 8-bit work of art by Bryn Stigen. I think that's pronounced correctly, forgive me if it's not, bro. But I like this one a lot because it has kind of a different style to it. You can tell it's Goomba, but it's different in just a couple of different ways, and it makes it very, very unique, and I really like it. The next one is actually another magic card by Dark Hyrule Lord at ScrewAttack.com, and man, we make some pretty good white wingies. I like it, I think it's cool. I just recently got back into playing Magic the Gathering just a little bit, and I introduced it to Aki Terra, she likes it too. So, props man, this one's really good. The next one is a sketch by Kai Lan, and this is different. But I tell you what, it reminds me of the first time I ever saw Trance Energy's new intro for my show. I don't quite know where my body is, but you know what, that's okay. This looks really, really cool. So, mad props Kylan, that's amazingly good. Now, this one, I don't even know who made this, but I really, really want to know who, because this is cool. Someone made a Pokemon card out of me, and I love it. I love it, love it, love it. I wish I could see the stage 1 as well, though. Beautifully done. I really want to figure out who did this so I can give you just the proper credit. But yeah, this is awesome. Now, not meaning to, I think I might have stirred up a little bit of a rabble after my last episode of Game Exchange because Screw Attack G1 Just a Koopa sent in this comic, and I'm thinking maybe I should have made this a little bit more satirical, but either way, I love it. It's so, so cool. I'm not sure if he put it up on ScrewAttack.com. If not, Just a Koopa, I hope you do, because that's just awesome. The next one comes from Mad D. It's another sketch, just me versus Mario, and boy howdy, I'd love to face him down and get a little revenge. Excellent job, man. The last few fan arts are actually all done by one guy. I believe the name is Michael Renevoir, and if that's incorrect, again, I apologize. But these are really cool too. The Under the Waterfall training pictures is a lot of fun, and there's a lot of backgrounds and logos that he submitted, and these are really cool. I want to incorporate these at some point. But man, great job, and thanks for everything, because man, that's a lot. So let me move on to one more little tidbit. I want to go through a couple of emails that really just kind of spoke to me. They really encouraged me to keep doing what I'm doing, and they were just really, really nice, and I wanted to honor these people. The first one is from BJ Walland, I believe, and it's kind of long, and I won't go over all of it, but first of all, I gotta say, muchly appreciated. But also he says, I also have a pretty interesting connection to Japan because my adoptive grandmother is Japanese by birth, and I have adopted cooking and eating rice as a result of being around her. So my interest in Japanese culture is pretty deep-seated. And the crazy thing is, I've only just within the last couple of days, discovered Game Exchange, and it's just crazy to me. The show is just right up my alley. I appreciate that, man. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to start Game Exchange. I wanted to just give people that opportunity to get involved in the culture. The next one comes from Bryn Garnett from my Facebook. Dude, loved your last episode. Seriously, you're so smart, so awesome. Aw, you're too sweet. And that obsidian katana is more badass than the diamond sword in Minecraft. I don't know about that, but much appreciated. Seriously, keep up the good work. Although a thought went across my mind. Crossover with either Bob Chapman, the Game Overthinker, or the Extra Credits team. Be pretty awesome. Yes it would. But apparently, I hate to say it, but I think I'm too small fry for them to really be that interested in me. Now, I say that with a crossover with MatPat coming up, and, you know, he's pretty successful. I don't know if it's going to be in the works. That's completely up to them. I don't know if Bob would be interested. I disagree on some of his points, and I don't know if we would get along very well with our various opinions. As far as the Extra Credits team, oh yeah, I'd love to get involved with them, do a crossover with them. I think that would be a lot of fun. The next one comes from Nicholas Pence. I love this show. Please, GaijinGoomba, make more videos more often. I'd love it. Your biggest fan, Nick Pence. Dude, thanks a lot. I really appreciate it, man. Next one comes from SniperGirl1717, and she says, wow, I'd like to congratulate you, Gaijin, for bringing education into the world of gaming. Ever since I was a little girl, I wanted to go to Japan, even though not even speaking a single word of Japanese. You teach me so many things that I never knew about games. I've been focusing more in the voice localization and found a few moments in my games that had the same issue when Samus was talking without enough expression in her voice. You've inspired me to learn more about Japanese culture. I think you need more subscribers. A lot more. That's why I subscribe to you, and I hope to learn even more. That's fantastic. That's, again, whole point of the show. I want you guys to be exposed to these sort of cultural things, and to be inspired to understand more, to be more of a citizen of the world than of your country. And I'm really glad for that. Thanks a lot. The last one that I want to mention, because I know I'm going over time, comes from Trikita. And this is probably one of my favorites just because of how powerful it is. Thank you. Just watched your rantish on E3, and thank you. My husband is partially paralyzed on the left side of his body, and that's really cut back on any sort of real gaming that we can do together. We also know that as our daughter and any other kiddos we may have get older and want to do things, he's limited. Even computer games, because of all the keyboard dual hand requirements to most games are out. I don't like to play multiplayer games if he can't join me. Thank you so very much for voicing the issue in your video and bringing it to other people's attention. That brought tears to my eyes that someone else cares. That makes me so incredibly happy. That was one of my sort of podcasty rants, and it really was ranty. But I really wanted to bring that point home, that not everyone can play games that really want to. If someone is one-armed or if they're paralyzed, they're limited. Why limit them from that? So anyway, Trike, I'm glad. I'm really, really glad. And I hope to bring more things like that to the table in my future podcasts. Okay, guys, it's been way too long, and I'm sure your attention span's starting to run out. So anyway, thanks for tuning in. I'll probably put out maybe another sort of podcasty episode, maybe another quick video, and I'll be working with Matt Pat to get that crossover done, and I hope y'all enjoy it. Anyway, this is GaijinGoomba, signing out.